because we now have another election coming up in another couple of years, which would be the presidential election coming up again, and we need to get things cleared up because we don't want none of this bullshit on the table. We want a fair election. We already seen what's going on over there in Ukraine that needs to cease and settle. Same thing with Iran and the war, and you're funding these wars all across the planet, wasting billions of taxpayers' dollars on straight garbage, preparing a blood-sucking invasion of other people's country and policing this bullshit after you the one chumped it up and concocted under a scheme. You know what I'm saying? Now we're moving on. Fox News. We see Janelle Ash 6 hours ago. Remember, it could be way later. Alec Baldwin files lawsuit in Russ shooting accusing crew of negligence, seeks to clear his name. I got news for Alec Baldwin. Mr. Baldwin, I'm going to say it one time, and one time only. Leave it alone. Whatever y'all did, let it go, because too many people was involved in the fact of knowing politically who she was connected to or had information on. Mr. Baldwin, any more you play into this, you're only making yourself look worse. So if I was you, I would leave it alone and move on, because you will never clear your name. Sorry to tell you. You took out a great hero. And she was a hero in herself. So Alec Baldwin, like I said it, and I'll say it again, you will never clear your name. Because you cannot bring back the goddess and the information that that goddess had that we needed. This is to show you how these people are all in bed together, and you would not believe who they are. They could even be your next door neighbor or living in a complex right in the apartment complex above or right below you. You know what I'm saying? So we need to start waking up as to what's going on. They could even be in your very own home, hacking your phones and doing all kinds of bullshit right where sitting around you every single day, and that's their mission, is to be in your phone, digging up in your information to see what you're saying and using your videos and so forth and showing this and a whole bunch of Luciferian mind thinking garbage piece of shit. Moving on, we see Rebecca coming in with one from The Hill. Rebecca up there on The Hill News. You know what I'm saying? Why people worry about the fate of democracy, see hope in the midterms. I don't see hope in anything at all until the people get hope out of their mind, which is a fake and a funk and a part-time broad, because it sounds like more like Pope. But get that out of their mind and get down with boots on the ground and the grindstone and cleaning up our country. You know what I'm saying? Now we're moving on to the Business Insider. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say this name at all. Sorry to say it, but it's a Business Insider. You could recognize your own story 6 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to. It's a very funny name, and I'm not going to spend time doing that. Now we see the fate of Biden's student loan forgiveness rest in the federal courts after neither party looks likely to gain a significant majority in the midterms. Who give a flying fuck? He full of shit then, he full of shit now, and that's the way it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? The demon Democrats win in Arizona election post over GOP conspiracy. Yeah, and you probably, whether you win or not, it still come out to the same thing. The people are still not looking at this thing from a brighter perspective. You must put them in check. Republicans are in total disarray after the 20. What disarray is you talking about? This is coming up from Arthur Delancey, coming in from the Huff Post. You know what I'm saying? 22 hours ago. Remember, late edition here. After Republicans are in total disarray after the 2022 midterms. Why would you be in disarray? You know what I'm saying? They don't come with that line and story. Their disappointed performance in the midterm elections has landed the Republican Party in a big mess. What big mess? You should be organizing even more tighter than that. You see, that's to show you how they play these fucking bullshit games with us with these different political parties, whether right or left. And they do the garbage they do while we busy looking at the foreplay and the run play on the football field. They busy somewhere else on another field and another place and another hand and underground and down in the pedophilia. Excuse me, and over there in the, in Mexico or wherever in other countries doing all kinds of, saying in Africa talking about pedophilia paradise and all kinds of shit in Zimbabwe and all kinds of shit going on that across the planet. You know what I'm saying? And carrying on with the Epstein business and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing all kinds of Luciferian sacrifice and all kinds of bullshit going on there. So, you know what I'm saying? And you're talking about disappointment. The people who's being disappointed is the people. The people ain't getting no money. The people ain't getting no full relief. The people ain't getting no low rent. The people ain't getting no nothing. The people getting your schemes. The people getting your inflation garbage scheme that you pulled, such as the Roe versus Wade. The people getting the scheme that Como pulled. People getting the scheme that Bill Gates pulled. People getting the scheme that Andy for fire to the killing weasel, and even Democratic administration is pulling to cover their ass with going back to even Hillary Clinton, who was connected to Alec Baldwin, and that girl for some reason. Shut your mouth. Get out of my face. You're full of shit then. You're full of shit now. And straight up, I don't see no superiority in you. Even now. I see bullshit. Now we're moving on to Bobby Cruza, Brooklyn, published 8:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, November 10th, 2022. We see where we have here the Orthodox community shows its strength by toppling Demon Democrat. We see the Orthodox Brooklyn, Orange, Rockland County. On Tuesday, the community proved its strength by candidates pulled off a series of stunning upsets. The Orthodox Jewish community overwhelmingly support Republican Lee Zeldin. Oh, wow, that's beautiful to hear coming from the Orthodox community. Hooray for them. Hooray for them. I don't know if everything is on everything, but we're going to leave it like that. It's hooray for them, who promised to protect private schools, of course, known as the so forth and so on. But it's good to see that you have sense enough to see that he would have, in more ways, they saw a better understanding in him that we don't see in Kathy Hochul and probably never will. But here's one thing. If Kathy Hochul wants to prove her spot, like Coleman's so-called cheating ass did for years, you know what I'm saying, schematical ass for years, deep state ass for years, you better prove yourself, because we're going to be, and what Republicans need to be doing is being ready for the next campaign that comes up when that time come up for Kathy Hochul re-election again. And she must not be, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, if she don't do right now and prove to the world her rightness, you should be building up such a strong campaign from now until then by educating the people as to what it is truly going on. And we're going to be here. We see Mitch McConnell face mutiny as GOP Senator calls for delay in leadership elections. Several Republican senators are calling for a delay to GOP leadership elections next week as open warfare threatens the party. Yeah, because he and them mixing it up with his proven face looking ass. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican, who guess where? Kentucky. Shaming Kentucky up in there looking like a jackass. Following the disappointment of the midterms. In the letter Friday, Senator Rick Scott of Florida and Ron DeSantis of Wisconsin and Mike Lee of Utah argued that the election should be postponed until there are serious discussions within our conference as to why the party fared or whatever poorly, and what we can do to improve our chances in the 2024. And that's only right, and this is what I'm talking about. You jump right back on the bandwagon right there with Rick Scott and lead the way. Now I'm saying, because the fight has to be strong. the Republicans have to understand that we're not going to tolerate that. And if it takes another strong political party to do so, then we want to see it. We don't want to see 19 fucking Republicans who are demon Democrats or sucking demon Democrat balls and over in the Republican Party and sabotaging it by agreeing with everything so-called bipartisan, you know what I'm saying, with the demon Democrats, where the Republicans are not standing for it. So therefore, what we saw whenever 2024 and COVID-19, we see what we saw. So get out of my face. Mitch McConnell ain't no more than a sellout. You know what I'm saying? We see a noose found, which is when they say a noose, they're talking about some kind of hang rope stuff, like when somebody hang you, you call it a noose or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In NOOSE, found at Obama Presidential Center construction site. Officials say, who the fuck would build a presidential center, you know what I'm saying, for this idiot? You know, on top of being a tyrant like the rest of them, and now they're blabbing his mouth, they're building some kind of presidential center construction, a presidential center, you know what I'm saying, site, you know what I'm saying, for us to glorify his dizzy ass. Okay, so goodness, they want us to always celebrate their goddamn tyrants. You know what I'm saying? Demon Democrats' chance of a Senate majority just got brighter. The Demon Democrats' chance to regaining the control of the Senate got brighter on Friday morning as key races in Arizona and Nevada. Yeah, we know full well Arizona and Nevada. You know what I'm saying? Why did we not know that there would be no more than a sellout anyway? Apparent poised to deliver victory to for presidential acting president, creepy Joe Biden's party. Now, 51 seats are needed to form a Senate majority, and Demon Democrat has so far 48. Now I'm saying 148 races compared to 49 for the Republicans, but those two crucial races appears to be trending in Demon Democratic favor. Yeah, we know full well, especially when it comes to Arizona and Nevada. You know what I'm saying? We with the libertarians and all them different nutcases down there who don't understand what we're trying to build here. You know what I'm saying? So we moving on. Demon Democrats are in the brink of a historic state legislation election performance. Republicans have dominated the state legislation election landscape for over the past decade, but after years in the midterms election, Demon Democrats are on the scoops, guess, of making history that level of the ballot, making history at the level of the ballot. Demon Democrats are expected to hold on to their existing majority in both Nevada State Assembly and Senate when all votes are counted. If that happens, it would make the first time since at least 1934 that the party in control of the White House retain all of its state legislative majority in the midterm election, according to the Demon Democrat Legislature Campaign Committee. That's good for their demon ass. Still say we have to put them in check. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what they win based, but not on a majority all the time. You know what I'm saying? We need always to get as close as we can to a 50-50 overstanding, and that's the way it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Now we see Colorado just legalize magic mushrooms. What are they going to legalize next? We're talking about good ganja weed, not all kinds of other stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? An idea that's growing nationwide. Imagine that. A bright spot for Republicans. You know what I'm saying? A bright spot for Republicans in this. The Demon Democrats lost the state Supreme Court race in both states, could imperil the future. Ain't imperiling shit. With the shitty words you use. Every time you mention the Republic, show some fucking respect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no peril. The future of the procedure in both by cutting off a last line of defense for defense against abortion laws. Here we go with that bullshit. The overlooked win for anti-abortion groups. A pair of GOP